All right, Article of Faith number 5. This is a good one. We're gonna have fun with this one. We believe that a man must be called of God by prophecy and the laying on of hands by those who are in authority to preach the gospel and administering the ordinances thereof. Lots of good stuff in this one. If you remember, we talked about Article of Faith number 5 is the beginning of what we call the organizational principles of the gospel. So we got through the core principles, 1 through 4. Now it's the organizational principles of the gospel. So this one begins with authority. How do we get authority? Well, the authority comes from God, and it comes through the laying on of hands by those who he has given his authority to. And that's what Article of Faith 5 really talks about, is this authority and how that gets done. So people who are given authority can then give it to other people who they're allowed to give it to. So Jesus Christ himself, who had the authority of the gospel, he conferred his authority on Peter, James, and John, and the other apostles. So when Joseph and Oliver come around and they're reading and as they're translating the Book of Mormon and doing things about baptism and priesthood and ordinances and things, they start to wonder, well, we haven't been baptized. We haven't gone through this. What do we got to do about this? So they go out and they pray about it. That's when John the Baptist shows up, of course, because he has Aaronic priesthood authority. And so he gives them Aaronic priesthood authority to be baptized. Then when it comes time to do Melchizedek priesthood authority, Peter, James, and John show up. So Jesus gave it to Peter, James, and John. Peter, James, and John gave it to Joseph and Oliver. So we have an elegant, beautiful continuation of authority. So that's what Article of Faith number 5 is about, is how we get that authority. It comes from God, and then he gives it to us to select people who he chooses, and then as the rest of us become righteous and do those things, then it can be brought down. But it's a laying out of hands by someone who already has that authority. So it can't be given by a college, can't be given by a degree, a university. You can't buy it as people tried in the New Testament times. You can't have it doesn't come any other way than direct authority by those who are already in that authority, have that authority. So that is a very important thing to understand. And this is the beginning of the organizational concepts of the church. So that's why this one is here. And we start because now that we have an established authority, Article of Faith number 6 can actually happen. You can't have Article of Faith number 6 without Article of Faith number 5. So this is one of the beautiful elegances of the Articles of Faith as they build upon each other. So let's go to Article of Faith number 6.